A glimpse into the lives of artists, authors, and influencers, discussing sincere moments, shareable stories, and unfiltered memories. Let's take a snapshot with Neil and Cheryl Josephson. What would you consider the top 3 issues that most married people struggle with? Can I ask you first?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, traditionally, money, sex, and kids are the 3. But, you know, interestingly enough, I think those are the presenting issues. I think more often below the surface, the bigger issues, to be honest, are selfishness. And kind of brokenness, the kind of the broken piece that we all bring into a marriage, and kind of dealing with those below the line factors. But money, always a complication. Sex and kind of managing sexual differences, libido differences, kind of navigating that territory. It's a big issue for couples. And kids, and the whole dynamic of kind of who are we, you and I, now that we also have these little ones. How do we not lose us in the middle of being parents? Big issue for a lot of couples. So I would say, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but I think those are pretty big issues, yeah.
I'd say the tool to address all those is communication.
Right, yeah.
And that's a problem when couples can't really communicate honestly.
But a lot of people will say, well, communication is our problem. But when you actually kind of peel off the layers of the onion a little bit, there's usually something deeper than that, communication. But you can't solve anything without communicating.
So if you're differing over money, sex, or kids, how can you solve it if I can't articulate what I'm thinking, feeling? Lots of couples can express I'm angry or I'm sad, emotions, but they don't know what else to say after that.
Right.
And here's why I'm angry, and here's what's making me sad, and here's what I would love to get from you and have from you. That's where people need to get to.
Well, what do you call that? Self-awareness? Isn't that self-awareness?
It is self-awareness. It's also coming to grips with the fact that we need to articulate, like Cheryl doesn't automatically know what I'm feeling and why. Like I need to be self-aware, and then I need to feel safe enough, because a lot of couples aren't safe. Like if I told you what I'm really thinking, what would you say? And sometimes it's not safe. So you kind of build this trust and safety place. Then we're confident couples can figure it out.
But you are right, Davina. Self-awareness is a piece of it, because I think, as Neil said, you can express your anger, you can express your frustration, you can express your irritation, but it takes the step of diligence, first of all, and then self-awareness to say, but why am I feeling that? Trace it back to the roots. So why am I feeling this, and what do I need to convey to my partner in order to kind of have this healthy
So here's a question I ask Cheryl sometimes, and she'll ask me too. I'll say, what do you need from me right now?
I can tell you're annoyed, but what do you need?
Exactly, because that's what I need. And so she told me this a couple months ago. I said, what do you need from me right now? She said, I need you to be not so dense right now.
Yeah, I don't think, do as we say, not as we do.
I thought there was a better answer coming, but.
You mentioned a word, brokenness. You know, what our signature, I guess, let me see if I could word this properly. Are there any signs that would identify that this person's broken? And when you do identify that this person's broken, to what degree, is there something that would be able to help you make a decision on to enter into a relationship with someone or not to enter into a relationship with someone?
Some red flags.
Red flags.
Well, we're all broken in some stage, right?
We
so
are.
If somebody's unwilling to admit that they're broken or that they have needs, or unwilling to grow or seek healing, those would probably be the red flags to me. Rather than any particular style of brokenness, it's more those responses to the brokenness. A, I don't have it, denial, or B, I don't want to grow, I don't want to change.
Yeah, I think I would stay away from any sort of arrogance, like, I'm good. I'm all good. It's you that has some problems. You know, I'm together. I don't know. I think we need to enter into relationships with real humility. Like, yeah, there might be some stuff in me and in my story and in my past experience that I need to work through. And if we both come into a relationship with that sort of open-handed humility, we can accomplish anything. And we've seen couples go through all sorts of crap, if I can say that. But if they're open-handed and they're humble, and of course if they're willing to invite God into the picture, we've seen people come out the other side with happier, healthier, wholer than they've ever imagined.